I went to the U.S. government at the time. We worked in the International War Crimes Tribunal for Yugoslavia. And shortly thereafter, we secretly indicted Simo Dejachka for the murder of 700 people at the Omarska mine, just down the street from where I was. We tracked Simo for several months. And finally, when he was on a fishing trip, standing by the Sava River, the decision was made to give him the arrest warrant on behalf of the international community for war crimes. The British arresting officer came up to Simo, gave him the warrant, helpfully written out in Serbian. Simo reached down into his fishing tackle box, pulled out a pistol, and shot the British arresting officer. Across the river, the security team then shot Simo, and he did not survive the encounter. I wish we could have brought him to The Hague for war crimes. I wish we could have explained to the world about how a concentration camp was rebuilt in Europe 30 years after World War II, and the international community had let that happen for a while. I wish we could talk about the brave men and women in The Hague, in the United States government, and in Bosnia that helped us track down this monster and stop him. But in the end, I'm still proud of what we did, because he was now not going to hurt anyone else. When I came out of that experience, I had seen some of the darkest parts of the human heart. I had met someone who had personally killed hundreds of people. And he had killed them only because they did not share his religion or were not even in the correct sect of his own religion. For me, looking over that whole conflict in Yugoslavia, I saw that certain crimes are special crimes. They're designed to stigmatize one group or another. They're designed to rip apart the fabric of a community. And when we think about the old Yugoslavia, we think about a multi-ethnic melting pot of many different religions and feelings and ethnicities at the crossroads of Europe, who had all lived happily with each other for 50 years. We had seen that all ripped apart. And so we should not have the arrogance of thinking that somehow, in our own community, we couldn't suffer the same fate. And so it is out of that personal experience, out of understanding how wrong things can go if they're allowed to fester, that I became the lead Republican co-sponsor of the hate crimes bill. And so we will bring this bill to the House floor soon. The hearings on this legislation are just today. I think we clearly have the votes. Your job is we don't have enough Republican votes yet. And so I want you to reach out, as I will be, member to member, to make sure. This bill is already bipartisan, but I want to make it completely bipartisan. Because if after all that we've seen in the last year show us anything, this country is a very special place. Yes, it stands for freedom. Yes, it stands for democracy. But there are other values. And most importantly, tolerance and accommodation and understanding all of our differences and being a multi-ethnic, diverse society makes us stronger. And when one group or another, of different sexual orientation, different religious group, a different disability is victimized in some way, yes, that is a special crime. And local law enforcement, especially if you represent a district like mine, a network of 34 different suburban communities, each with a pretty small police department, they can sometimes be overwhelmed. And that's why the hate crimes bill allows the federal government to step in to make sure that everything is being done to stop a cycle of violence from being put forward. And we remain that special model country, showing everyone tolerance, diversity, open opinion, acceptance of others is the American way. So thank you very much.